And welcome to Just for Clicks, guys. This is Michael Buckeyes, and this is live, raw, and uncut sports talk here on the Sunday morning edition. A special edition for you because I got a special man with me today, and his name is Charles Moats, my co-host from Mornings with Mike. Charles, how you doing on this fine Sunday morning, man?
Sunday morning, right as kicking off for the football season. It's going to be good.
It is being great. So I've been wanting to have Charles on for a little while here because he is a huge Cleveland Browns fan, and I basically wanted to dog him about how bad Cleveland is going to be this year with all the hype. But as you guys noticed, if you guys have been following Just for Clicks for a while here, I broke them down, and I think I had them going 10-6 on this season. And Charles is shaking his head in agreement here, and I think he agrees with that. Like how do you think your Browns are going to do this year?
I'm saying worst case scenario, I see 10-6 on the worst end. On the best end,
first of all, that's a bold statement. The NFL is an 8-8 league, and anything over 10, that's a great season. So on the low end, saying you're going to get 10 wins, get out of here with that.
Like I've talked to you before about looking at our schedule and looking at some of the teams we're playing, I don't see how we couldn't at least get 10.
I see what you're saying because they do open this week versus the Tennessee Titans. I believe it is a home. It is a home game for the Browns. But just looking at their schedule, the Titans are at 8-8 team. This is by no means going to be a cakewalk of a game.
Oh no!
But it's still a very very winnable game. Opening day at Cleveland Browns Stadium. What is the Cleveland Browns Stadium called?
First Energy or something.
Okay,
like that.
So like it's nothing like but going to the Dog Pound.
Yeah.
And then you guys got the Jets, which is another win.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have the Rams. That's gonna be a great game. I'm really looking forward to that Sunday night game. The Browns versus the Rams. It's gonna be a highly anticipated game. And then you look at your schedule. You got Buffalo, Miami, Cincinnati twice, Arizona Cardinals, Washington Redskins, Tampa Bay, Detroit, and the Colts. I'm sorry. Those are preseason games. My bad. But you still have the Bengals twice, Arizona Cardinals, Miami, and Buffalo. I mean, looking at it now, excuse me, it is definitely not a cakewalk of a season, but most of your tough games, you play them at home. You play the Rams at home.
Mm-hmm.
You play the Baltimore Ravens at home. Yes, you travel to Baltimore as well, but you play them late in the season at home.
So, looking at the schedule, because I got it pulled up here on the iPad, our first game against the Tennessee Titans, I see that being a win.
Right. I have that as a win as well.
Then we travel to the Jets. Depending on how we fare after this, I have a feeling the Jets ain't going to do anything this year.
The only thing the Jets have is Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah.
He's going to get 40-plus touches a game. The only thing that would possibly shake me up on this game, it is a Monday night game.
Yeah.
It is the first home game for the New York Jets, and they do have Le'Veon Bell. That crowd's going to be rocking. So that's the only thing I could see that possibly to. And, yes, this is not them playing the New York Giants, but Odell Beckham is going back to New York because the Giants and Jets share the same stadium, so he's kind of going home.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a lot of Odell Beckham haters there.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Then we have the Rams traveling to us on the 22nd. Okay, Rams are coming to us. I don't know how Rams are going to do this year.
Yeah.
Looking at some of their stats and some of their plays, so that they could be. It's going to be one of two things. They're either going to be top-notch, hell-yeah team, or they're going to be bottom of the barrel.
They're not going to be bottom of the barrel. I think I had them going 9-7 or 10-6 for sure. But looking at this game, it is a Sunday night game. So
that's a Sunday late game too.
So that Dog Pound is going to be rocking. They're going to be lit from drinking all day.
Down there on Lake Erie, they're going to be gone. It's going to be a loud screaming match.
Right.
And if we win our first two games, that game's going to be sold out. That's how Cleveland works.
It should be sold out anyways. I mean, it's a prime time Sunday night game.
Doesn't work like that in Cleveland.
Well, that's why Cleveland's never going to be any good because you have fans. You have flaky fans.
Oh no, the tickets will sell, but people won't show up. That's the thing.
That's flaky ass fans, man.
I've called this for the last 5 years, and I've said this since 2014, and I'll keep saying this. Cleveland is the type of team that will sell all their tickets, but nobody will go to the game. And what that shows is we don't have to spend money on good players. We don't have to continue building our roster. We don't have to have that golden top-of-the-notch Bill Belichick-style coach. Because if we win, we win. If we lose, we still sell 100,000 tickets. So what's the point? Cleveland has been like that since it really started back in 2005, in my opinion. That's when it all started. After we'd had that huge run for the wild card and we lost to the Steelers for the second time in the season, we played the Steelers 3 times that year. And after that, that's whenever it really showed out that if we win, cool, great. If we lose, who cares? Because we're still selling tickets.
Yeah, I think that is just shady ass fans.
Oh, it is.
I mean,
but for some reason, Cleveland still always has the biggest fan base, and I don't understand that.
Oh, get out of here! The Cleveland Browns have the biggest fan base.
They say Cleveland has one of the biggest fan bases. Cleveland Browns have fans everywhere.
Let's I'm not saying they don't have fans everywhere, but the Cowboys have fans everywhere. The Chiefs has fans like everywhere. But so with that being like, yes, I see what you're saying, but at the same time, I mean, a lot of these fans that you are saying that they have right now, they're bandwagon fans. They're hopping on that train.
Oh, starting to now because of Odell.
Yeah. So I go into USA Today here, and this is the top fan bases per the USA Today in 2019. Number 1 obviously is the Dallas Cowboys because that is America's team. Mm-hmm. Number 2, the Patriots. Of course, they've won 6 Super Bowls now.
7.
Whatever. Tom Brady has 6 for sure. I don't fuck, but there's a lot of bandwagon Hoffa fans there. Number 3 is the Eagles. Kind of surprising to me, but whatever.
I wouldn't put the Eagles up that high.
But and then this is a big surprise to me: the New York Football Giants. They're number 4.
Really, the Giants?
Yeah, like you have to think they're in New York. So if you have half of the city of New York supporting the Giants, that's like 17 million people there. I'm reaching. I'm just throwing numbers out there, but I'm just saying. Then 5 is Steelers, 6 is Packers, 7 Broncos. You have to scroll to the second page. I got to sneeze. It's coming. I can feel it. Cleveland Browns, 27. 27 out of 32 teams is their fan base. You have teams like the Arizona Cardinals above them. You have teams like the Detroit Lions. Trash. Sorry, Chris Hill. Trash. The Jets, the Bills, the Dolphins. Like, come on. I mean, what really surprises me is I thought the Kansas City Chiefs would be higher up. Really, I thought. They're dead last.
Really?
Dead last.
Really?
Really.
I thought they'd... When was this done?
2019.
Well, like when though? Like, does it say like August, April?
June 24th, so 2 months ago.
Okay. That's surprising. I thought Kansas City would have been at least in the top 20 because, like... You hear everybody talking about them and the coach and the quarterback and this and all these people and stuff like that. You would think they'd be at least higher up.
So this was done by a professor by the name of Michael Lewis, from New York. Imagine that.
Yeah,
but yeah. So he measured this by fan engagement, fan equality, which I'm not for sure what that has to do with anything.
Yeah.
And then the road equality. So like I guess like fans at home and fans on the road. Maybe that's okay. What they mean by that. And then like how well their brand is. So he pushed a survey out saying like how would you rate this brand? And so I mean like I feel like the Cowboys and Patriots are top.
Those are. I would say those are probably the number 1 and 2s. Yeah,
but
because everybody always talks about, and everybody gives them so much crap too.
Yeah, but like the 32 is the Chiefs, 31 is the Rams, and then you have the Titans, Jaguars, Bengals, and Browns. Like, I could see the Titans and Jaguars because they're low market cities.
I see why the Rams. I'm trying to figure out though. Like, did he go to like specific locations asking about this, or did he put this nationwide?
I can't
See, that's another thing we need to try to figure out.
Well, the one thing I think the Rams have such a bad rap right now is because the Rams originated in L.A.
Yeah.
Then they moved to St. Louis.
St. Louis.
So when they moved from St. Louis was like,
oh yeah, St. Louis lost their shit over. They like went ballistic.
Yeah, and then the L.A. fans are still pissed off because they moved from the last time. Yeah, so. Like I could see the Rams being that down.
That's just like back in what was it, 95, I think, or 96. Cleveland hated anything to do with the Browns. Hated it because they packed up overnight, and moved to Baltimore.
Right.
Then when they came back,
that could be why they're
99,
still low because people are still bitter about that, I guess.
But I remember whenever they came back in '99, I was a first grader. I was in first grade. They came to our school, did a huge little like cookout and meet some of the players, blah blah blah. I got some stuff signed and everything. Then I remember me and my mom, and my dad
signed by Tim Couch. That's worth $2 today. Congratulations.
Actually, it's funny because I do have a football signed by him, but it wasn't him who signed it at the school. So then we went down right across from the stadium. They have this old lot. That used to be like a dig out concrete, whatever. We did a tailgate there, and this thing, we got there like 8 o'clock in the morning before everything got going. The game kicked off at like 2 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Steelers for the opening game of the season. This place was packed. I'm talking cars, trucks, vans, people just walking in randomly. This place was packed. I'm telling you, this thing is huge. I'd say probably 3 football fields could fit in there, packed with people for the Browns. I was like I said, I was like 7 or 8 years old. That was
nobody
awesome.
from Cleveland though.
Oh no, they were all from Cleveland there because it was the first game they came back. But after that, I never really heard too much or seen too much until more recently about that little area. Now it's some huge tailgate area.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, I wanted to have you on about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but you decided to break your foot and your car broke down and like all that stuff. But with all that being said, you are a Cleveland Browns fan, and if they make it to the playoffs this year, I'll bring you back on the show and I'll give you 10 minutes just to gloat. Just to be like, I told you so. Rah, rah, rah. I agree they're probably going to make the playoffs. They'll get beat in the first round.
I think it depends on who they play.
I don't care who they play. They can play the Jacksonville Jaguars in the playoffs, lose. They can play the Colts in the playoffs, lost.
I don't think it'll be the first round. I think it'll be. It's either going to be that if we get a wild card, we're going to win the wild card. We'll go into the first round. We'll pull it out of somewhere, and then boom, that's when we lose it.
You're saying they're going to the AFC Championship game?
I have a feeling that if they play like they know they can and they keep their heads on the right level, I could see it.
You can see it, but it's not going to happen because you can dream all you want because it's not going to happen. Just let me give you my 6 AFC playoff teams that I have going to the playoffs per my preseason picks. Mm-hmm. I had the Chiefs, I had the Chargers, then I had the Browns, and then I had Houston Texans, and then the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Who's number 6?
I believe it was Pittsburgh, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make sure I got that doesn't sound right here. So the division winners, I had Kansas City, I had Houston, and then I had Cleveland winning their division as well. Oh, I forgot the Patriots. So those are your 4 division winners. Wild cards, I had the Chargers, and then I had the Steelers.
Okay. So out of the, what is that?
5.
15 teams. No, hold on. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, 16.
4, 5. All right, out of the 16 teams in the AFC, New England, obviously. I have a feeling New England will just be there somehow.
Because of Tom Brady or because of Antonio Brown?
Just because of the organization in general. It's a great team. I mean, they always prevail. Yes, they might not do it the right way. They might cheat, deflate the ball.
They're going to prevail because their division's trash.
Well, that too.
The Miami Dolphins 2-14 this year. The Jets 5-12. The Buffalo Bills 6-10. They can go 7-9, a losing record, and still win the division and make the playoffs.
All right. So the Bills, I hate to say it, this ain't the Bills' years either.
They have a good defense.
That's all they have, though.
They're going to be okay. They'll be 6-10. The Dolphins are trash.
I don't see the Dolphins doing nothing.
100% trash.
Jets
2-14.
I really don't see the Jets doing anything this year.
5-11.
That's just me. So I would say out of them, New England. All right, let's go with this.
AFC North, you got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. I have them winning the division.
So, the West. Go to the West. AFC West.
Where the Super Bowl will be won.
Raiders, Broncos, Chiefs, Chargers, and Seahawks.
No, Seahawks are in the NFC.
Wow. According to Google, they're...
That's definitely wrong.
All right, so...
AFC
West.
I think they may have been in it like a long time ago, before the Jaguars and Panthers came into the league. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Seahawks are the only team to make it to the Super Bowl in both the NFC and AFC teams.
So, all right, so without the Seahawks. Raiders, I'll let you know how I feel about the Raiders after Monday.
I don't think the Broncos would be a good test. Give them after the Chiefs game. See how they play against the Chiefs week 2.
Okay, so we'll go to week 2. If they can beat the Broncos, really, really beat the Broncos, and they can hold their own against the Chiefs, Raiders might have something.
8-8.
But if the Broncos destroy them and the Chiefs destroy them, I'm not putting them in the top anywhere.
So the one thing about the Raiders happening right now is they've had so much turmoil with the Antonio Brown saga that has been happening. Which this is the title of the podcast of today's show, is Antonio Brown has officially been released from the Oakland, and within not even 24 hours,
it was
Patriots
6 hours.
Yeah,
exactly 6 hours. They said he was released at like 8:34 in the morning. Before it hit 2:34 in the afternoon, he already had ink on paper for the Patriots.
Which is crazy to me. So, Oakland's going to be battling that inner turmoil for a couple weeks here. Once that settles down, last year I was high on Oakland. Like I had Oakland beating the Kansas City Chiefs, and actually I have Kansas City Chiefs losing to Oakland in week 2. That was with Antonio Brown. But if Antonio Brown isn't on there, I don't think they're as explosive. But they'll still find ways to win games because John Gruden is an excellent motivator, not a great offensive coach though. However, so they'll be stingy defensively. So I can't remember exactly what I had them going. I think it was like 6-10. I had them going originally. I'm going to stick with that pick because 6-10 seems like a pretty comfortable pick.
All right, I could see them out of the West. I'd almost have to put Kansas City at the top.
Oh, that's a given.
They got the young quarterback, the solid defense.
The Super Bowl is winning out of the AFC West.
I don't think it is. I really don't.
Who do you have in the Super Bowl then in the AFC? Because you had your Browns losing the AFC Championship game.
I hate to say it, but Patriots.
Patriots, get the fuck out of here.
That's see what I mean? I hate to say it, but I have a feeling this is their year. I have a feeling they're going to do it again, and then this will be the one that Brady finally says enough is enough. He's going to buy his way out of that last year that he has on his contract and call it a year, call it a life.
He doesn't have to buy his way out of anything. The Patriots owe him more money than what he's getting paid by doing what he's done. But I think this is the year that the Patriots really hit that wall. I mean, I think I had them going 11-5, but look at their schedule. Shit.
They have a cakewalk to the playoffs.
But with that being said, I still think they have to play a wild card weekend because the Kansas City Chiefs will get the number 1 overall seed, and then the number 2 seed is really up in the air right now. I think Houston will get that number 2 seed, and then the Patriots, and then the Browns, and then wild card will be the Chargers, and then the Steelers at number 6. So as a 4 seed, I would have the Browns playing the Chargers wild card weekend, which the Browns would be at home. The Chargers are tough. Their defense is stingy. They got Nick Bosa, Philip Rivers. The only thing the Chargers are lacking right now is a running back in Melvin Gordon. But
I thought the Chargers just had problems with their
running back.
No, their receiving crew too. I thought something happened there. One of them got hurt or something during preseason.
Maybe, but they're so like I don't follow the Chargers as close as I should, but
yeah.
But they're dangerous. They're going to go 12-4. They're going to go 12-4, and they're going to battle Chiefs for the. If the Chargers win the AFC West, they're going to the Super Bowl. If the Chiefs win the AFC West, they're going to the Super Bowl.
I don't see it. I don't see it this year.
I don't see the Browns getting past their first wild card game. Let's say they even get a number two seed. So the Houston Texans and the Browns flip in order.
Mm-hmm.
They will have to play the winner of the Steelers and the Patriots.
I don't know. I'm still saying it. I don't see the Patriots. I don't see Kansas City going. I see it being the Patriots again.
But they're just
back to backs, and I have a feeling though. So here's how it is: if the Patriots go, if they go the long haul and they go to the Super Bowl, I don't think they're winning it this year.
No.
If they lose out in playoffs, I don't see Kansas City taking it either, though.
Taking the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I don't see them winning the Super Bowl.
It'll be Cowboys versus Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and it'll be the better of the offenses.
If it's Cowboys versus Chiefs in the Super Bowl, let me throw this down now. If it is Cowboys versus the Chiefs, we're going to do a live podcast on Super Bowl Sunday early in the morning. I'm going to come up in here in a little Indian costume. You come up in here, or I'll come up in here in a cowboy outfit. You come up in here in an Indian costume, and we will have some fun with this. But I don't see that matchup either.
Well, just a disclaimer. I am a Chiefs fan at heart. My second team is the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are the best team in the NFC, hands down. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. They're going to prove that week 5 when they play the Saints.
Let me explain that. I would love to see the Saints get one more Super Bowl.
Why?
So Drew Brees can quit.
Why?
Drew Brees can finally retire.
Screw him.
I want him to get it and retire. Just like I hate Pittsburgh with an undying passion. But I have a feeling Roethlisberger, no matter how much he swears he's going to quit after this and that because he wants to walk off the field.
This is coming from a Browns fan.
Yeah.
He wants Drew Brees to quit. He wants Ben Roethlisberger to quit. He wants Tom Brady to quit so he can have an easy road to the playoffs because the Browns suck.
It's not even that. It's literally these quarterbacks are starting to get to the point now of they'll play for 20, 30 years, get beat to hell because they're trying to beat out Brett Favre or they're trying to get more Super Bowl rings.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. Like, are you saying that Ben Roethlisberger isn't a top 10 quarterback in the league right now?
I would say.
Or are you saying Drew Brees is not a top 10 quarterback in the league?
I'm not saying that they're not the top quarterbacks, but what I'm getting at though is they're going to start playing here soon until they start getting beat to hell and they have to be carted off.
The problem is there's so much protection in the NFL that if you look at the quarterback wrong, you're getting a 15-yard penalty and a $10,000 fine. So they can play till they're 45 and be perfectly fine.
It isn't football anymore. This isn't like 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
Are you saying the National Flag League is a full swing?
Pretty much. I'm starting to think it's more like a lingerie league where you can just like hit them.
The lingerie league is more dangerous than the fucking football league. What are you talking about? Have you watched those people play?
I really don't pay attention to the game.
Oh, whatever. Dude, there's some hard-hitting bitches on
there are.
Holy shit.
And the real messed up part is, like, whenever you watch them play, you think, oh, my God, that chick has to be, like, butch out the ass, like, going to kill somebody. And then she walks out with her hair all up in a ponytail, like, Victoria's Secret pink outfit on, like, walking around. And you're just like, that's lethal. That will hurt.
But just a little side note here. I coach high school football, and we got a penalty on Friday night for hitting too hard. So,
time out, rewind, back it up 20 yards. What?
Yeah, we had a wide receiver come over the middle. He jumped and he caught the ball, and my linebacker laid him the F out. I'm talking like picture perfect tackle, helmet in the chest, boom, he laid him down. Flag. I'm like, what was that flag for? He's like, he hit him too hard. Oh, okay.
Thought we were playing football here.
Like, if that penalty would have cost us a game, I would have lost my shit.
I would have lost everything. I would have flipped out with you because that's retarded. That's stupid.
Yeah, hit him too hard over the middle. But regardless, let's just go ahead and switch gears a little bit. So Cleveland, Charles is a Cleveland Browns fan, but we have to talk about his college team, West Virginia Mountaineers.
We got smacked.
Me and Charles are we are kind of like two peas in a pod because we will ride and die for our teams. Like, I'm a Kansas City Chiefs fan, a Kansas City Royals fan, and let's be honest, the Royals suck. Charles is an Indians fan and a Browns fan, and both of his teams are pretty good right now. But last year when the Cleveland Browns tied with the Steelers and were losing all these games, he was still a Cleveland Browns fan. Like, he still supporting his team. Mm-hmm. I'm a Kansas State fan, Big 12 all the way, and somehow, some way, Charles Moats is a West Virginia fan, Big 12.
Big 12.
West Virginia used to be pretty damn good.
Used to
be. The last couple of years, what has happened with them? Like, they
I
kind
can't
of fell
tell
off
you.
flat off the face of the earth.
Our recruiting, I think, has something to do with it. And then also, it seems like every time we get a solid player, somebody who can actually play, as soon as they get done with 1 year, 2 years, they want to transfer to another school.
Is Rick Rodriguez still that coach over there? Like, I can't remember.
No, Rick Rodriguez, he left back in 2008 and went to Michigan.
Yeah, that's right.
Matter of fact, he left the week before the Tostitos Bowl, giving Bill Stewart 6 days to practice and run with these boys, and we still went into the Tostitos Bowl and smacked the living hell out of the Sooners. Matter of fact, if you watch that game, if you pay attention, right on the 50-yard line behind the Mountaineers, you'll see me. No beard. Let's go Mountaineers.
Good old 12-face looking Charles Moats over there.
I was 15. Yeah, I was 15 in that video.
That was when they had White.
Pat White,
yeah, Pat White,
Steve Slayton, Owen Schmidt, Pat McAfee.
Wasn't that the next year they went to the Big 12?
Yeah, that was their end, and then the next year they went to the Big 12. No. They didn't go to the Big 12 until 2012.
Yeah.
Because 2011, the Louisville Cardinals went to the Mountaineers, and I was like, awesome, when they come here next year, I'm getting tickets. I'm going to go watch the Mountaineers play in Louisville. Nope, threw that out the window.
Speaking of Louisville, Lamar Jackson's from Louisville.
Say it.
He's still trash, guys.
Yes,
Lamar Jackson is trash. He is. It is what it is.
Oh yeah.
So Charles, the main topic of today's podcast was the whole Antonio Brown saga. Let me give you a little timeline of what has happened. I mean, this is off the top of the dome. I don't have it in front of me, but March or February or March. He signed with Oakland.
Let's start it even before that. Let's go to June of 2018.
When he's whooping the Browns' ass.
He never whooped the Browns' ass in 2018. He never touched a ball in 2018. So he started crying then. He started bitching he wanted more money. He wanted this. He wanted more play time. Coach doesn't like me. Quarterbacks aren't friendly. Blah, blah, blah. Here's my man. I wanted to give him a damn raft.
Speaking like a true Cleveland Browns fan here.
No,
Bitter.
this ain't even just as a Browns
Bitter.
fan. I'm getting tired of these people coming out of nowhere wanting top dollar, wanting more this and more that, but they aren't performing any differently than they did the year before.
Right.
And they always think that they deserve more and more. And that's what it was. Is Pittsburgh wasn't going to give him the money, wasn't going to give him the play time, wasn't going to deal with his crybaby stuff. And finally they said, bye.
No, let me back you up a little bit. The Pittsburgh Steelers probably would have gave him his money if they didn't do so well in the draft. If they wouldn't have had Juju Smith-Schuster. If they did not have Juju, Antonio Brown would still be in the Steelers land still, giving you headaches, making $100 million a year. Let's be totally honest on that.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
They needed a wide receiver. So,
but like I said, these people are wanting more money and performing the same way they did when they weren't making that money. So if you're still performing at, well, let's put it this way. If you're getting graded A, B, C, and D, and you're performing at a C level, you continuously perform at that C level, why should I give you A money?
You're right.
And I mean, that's how I view it. And it's not just him. There's a few other players out there in the league that I think are...
I see where you're going. Like, if you want A money, you should be performing at an A level.
And you should have the mentality of an A player, too.
But then at the same time, if you're making A money and you're performing at a C level, do I get to pay you less? Well, no, my contract says this. Well, your contract says this now, so perform at a level and you get a raise. Like, yeah. I get what you're saying.
But there are, if you pay attention, a lot of these contracts are now also stating performance based.
Right.
Yeah, you're guaranteed your $1.5 million this year. If you have an A game, you get maybe 2.5.
Right.
But if you don't, that 1.5 is all you're getting, bud.
So Antonio Brown leaves the Steelers. I don't, like I said, I gotta have the exact timeline in front of me. But he goes to Oakland. He's excited. He is on his.
Didn't they get 3 draft picks out of that?
I'm not 100% sure.
I think somebody said they got a second, a third, and a fourth for that.
It could have been, but the Raiders had a lot of picks to play with the trading of Khalil Mack and a few others. But regardless, he went to Oakland. Big hype. He's excited to play with Derek Carr. You guys see it. You guys see the video of like him. He lands in Oakland and goes directly to Derek Carr's house. Mm-hmm. Hey man, you're my brother. Yada yada yada. Well, then the drama starts. I gotta sneeze again. What the hell, man? Whew. This is live raw on uncut. Speaking of a live chat, I see you guys chatting in the live. Lamar Jackson is still trash. So I see Adam S. And then there's Steve, and then Nick. You guys can bash me all you want.
Is this on YouTube? Are we live on YouTube?
We're on Spreaker. We're live on Spreaker.
Live on Spreaker.
But yeah, guys, Lamar Jackson is still trash. So, with all that being said, the drama starts in Oakland when the whole helmet thing happens. The NFL passes a new rule saying that these helmets are no longer safe. You need to wear a new helmet. Antonio Brown throws a baby fit. I want my old helmet. Rah, 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 rah. Dude, nut up and just do it, right? Yeah. And then he gets frostbite. How do you get frostbite in July? Well, you go into a cryogenic chamber and you don't wear shoes, and you get frostbite. Then he finally gets a helmet, and then he practices for 2 days. The coach is on him about half-assing practice, and he goes off. He calls the general manager a cracker, yada, yada, yada. Reports start to surface that he is getting suspended. He might get released. And then the next day he issues an apology to the team with the team captains next to him. He is stated to play in week 1. Within 7 hours, he is released from the team. He then calls Mike Mayock a cracker again. And then 6 hours after that, you said, right? I
think they said it was like almost exactly 6 hours on the dot.
So 6 hours later, he gets signed with the New England Patriots. So with all that being said, Antonio Brown is now a New England Patriot with what's the Gordon's name?
Josh Gordon.
Josh Gordon, Tom Brady, Shoney Michelle. This is a great pickup for the Patriots because they needed a dynamic wide receiver. They no longer have Gronk, yada yada yada. But my question to Charles Moats today here from Mornings with Mike, which the season starts tomorrow, guys, 8 a.m. Search Morning with Mike on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you hear me, you hear them as well. But with that being said, does Antonio Brown play it down for the New England Patriots this year?
I'm trying to figure that out still because somebody said that there's going to be league. I was reading somewhere that the league is going to step in and he's going to have to do something, being traded in week one with less than so many days to play, whatever, or with so many days to practice with the team, he's not going to be able to play like the first week or something like that.
Which hold up, that's freaking weird because if you remember Randy Moss, he was traded from the Vikings, or I'm not for sure if it was the Vikings, but he was traded from the team he was on. He played that team on a Monday night game. Wednesday, he was traded to that team, played for that team on Sunday, was traded Sunday afternoon from the Titans and back to Oakland, and played for Oakland on Monday night. So he played 3 games in like a week. So I'm not for sure what
But you also got to
rule or
remember, though,
something.
nowadays they're also worried about everything of you have to have so many days between games, and you have to this, and you have to that. So that might be part of it, too, now, is he has to practice with the team so many days before he can play with the team, and then and they also have to hold you, I think, for so many days now, too.
Whatever. It's stupid.
Either way,
But
I don't see him, if he does, it won't be week one. Because I have a feeling somebody's going to do something somewhere and say that he can't play week one. Week 2?
Funny story. Steelers play the Patriots week 1.
That's what I'm getting at. I don't know if they'll do anything. Then again, though, the Steelers aren't the same Steelers that they were in 2017 to 2018.
They're better. They're better and more dangerous. They got 2 cancers out of their team. They got Le'Veon Bell out.
Yeah.
See you, brother.
That's the other
And
thing I'm trying
Antonio
to
Brown.
figure out. Will Antonio Brown be a cancer there?
Well, think about this. Randy Moss went to the Patriots. We all thought, oh my God, this is going to be freaking amazing. Randy Moss never saw the field. Because let's be honest, it is the Patriot way. Like, if Bill Belichick do not think you're putting in the work, like if Tom Brady doesn't think you're putting in the work, they're not going to get you the ball. They're not going to put you on the field. And we've heard stories of Antonio Brown being such a great work ethic. He works so hard. He does this, yada yada yada. I haven't seen shit since he's been to Oakland.
Well, how can you? What'd they say? He would show up for practice one day,
and his helmet doesn't work or something.
Miss the next day, be off for whatever reason. Dealing with the NFL about his helmet, then show up the next day but can't actually participate because his helmet isn't right. He has to get his helmet fitted properly. They said at one point in time, Oakland had Zenith, Riddell, Schutt, some other brand. Like, they had 8 different helmet providers out there to get him fitted and sized. 8 different helmet providers.
Which Zena ended up getting his contract. Like, they basically gave Antonio Brown like $1 million to wear their helmet or something ridiculous like that. So that's stupid.
And I still got to pay $350 whenever I order one.
Well, you are helping helping Antonio Brown. So and Antonio Brown going to the Patriots. As soon as because I was at a JV football game watching film, preparing for our next week. The app or the ESPN thing came on the phone saying that Antonio Brown was released, and right then and there, I told my other coaches that man, I bet you Antonio Brown goes to the Patriots. They're like, well, I'm like, think about it. Where else is he going to go? Because he wants to win a championship. He is not going to go to Miami. They
said Baltimore looked at him too.
Well, I mean, they need a dynamic receiver, but Baltimore Lamar Jackson is trash, so he needs a quarterback to throw him the ball.
Yeah.
So, and then then if you think about these other contending teams, the Chiefs, their wide receiver core set. If you look at the Browns, their wide receiver core is pretty set. But then somebody's like, "Whoa, that would be awesome if Antonio Brown and Odell was like on the same team." No, they would be fighting for the spotlight. They would be purposely trying to sabotage each other to get talk about cancer. That would be cancer, 100%. So the Patriots is really the only team that made sense. With that being said, if he doesn't buy into the Patriot way, he could be released by week 5.
Yeah.
I mean, and then by week 6, he'll probably be picked up again. Like, you cannot let a talent like Antonio Brown
he
float
has
around the league.
Talent.
Yeah.
He has the work ethic. He's from what they say, he's one of those people that he's the one who's always in there watching film. He's always trying to figure out what he's doing wrong, and he wants to know what he can do to get ready for the next week.
But I think that's bullshit because we haven't seen that in Oakland at all.
Didn't see it at all.
And then like people can say, oh, he was that way in Pittsburgh, yada yada yada. He didn't show up for like the Steelers had to win their last game to make it to the playoffs, and they needed the Browns to lose. I thought, I think he didn't show up to practice like that week. So if you could tell me if his work ethic is so great, and you have a game that you must win, and you're not at practice, yeah, like no, your work ethic is ridiculous to me. Like I feel that Mike Tomlin was just covering for him for those 5 or 6 years.
Mike Tomlin and him never seen eye to eye.
Right.
They said Mike Tomlin could not stand him.
But Mike Tomlin is a player coach as well.
All I know is they said Mike Tomlin could not stand him. It was Mike Tomlin didn't want anything to do with him half the time. If it wasn't for the
winning
other coaches,
cures all.
Yeah. But if it wasn't for some of the other coaches, they said Tomlin would have got rid of him quicker.
I doubt it because you can just not. So Mike Tomlin's job is kind of on the line.
Oh, I have a feeling if he doesn't win
let's be honest. I mean, yes, this is the first time, or last season. Speaking of last season, was the first time that the Steelers missed the playoffs in like 7 or 8 years. Mm-hmm. But look at the offseason that they had. They traded Antonio Brown. They lost Le'Veon Bell as well. So if they missed the playoffs again, and like, whoa, why'd you give away Antonio Brown? Why couldn't you guys work a deal with like Le'Veon Bell? That's not going to fall on the owners or the general manager. It's going to fall on Mike Tomlin. We can talk about coaches' hot seats all like once week 8 hits, you are going to start talking coaching hot seats, and Mike Tomlin is going to be on the coach's hot seat if they're 4-4 going into week 8.
Yeah, if they're 4-4, but now if they're up there on the high end, let's say they're 6-2 or 7-1 going in,
which I don't think they will.
Oh, they won't.
Will be, but
if he's not, they're going to keep him around. They also said though they were looking at other options back. What was that? 2013, 2014. They were looking into a different coach. They were looking at other options with coaching.
Right.
And he's lasted another 5 years on top of that.
Well, I believe Pittsburgh has only gone through 3 coaches in their whole football existence. So,
I was about to say, they're one of the ones that keep them for the long haul, because you had Bill Cowher, and then you had Mike Tomlin. I forget who the other one was.
I don't know. Like, when I grew up watching football, my uncle was a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I would always see Bill Cowher like on the sideline, that mean face. And shoot, that was from 93 or 94 to 2005 when he retired, or 2004. So
whenever he went to commentate.
Yeah. So, but regardless, Antonio Brown to the Patriots. You had the Patriots going to the Super Bowl, right?
It's either they're going to go to the Super Bowl or they're going to just miss.
See, I think it's for them. I think it's Super Bowl or freaking flop. I'm talking like 7-9.
I have a feeling it all depends on if they can keep their head to go in the right direction. The minute they let anything get in their head, they're going to go down.
The minute Antonio Brown starts causing an issue,
the minute he starts being a cancer, or the minute that Josh Gordon decides that a joint is more important than his contract. And I have a feeling that let me get this part out here too. I said this 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, whenever the whole Josh Gordon thing started. Josh Gordon will not be in the league by 2021. He will have screwed himself out because of smoking weed. I have a feeling it's either going to happen this year or it's going to happen next year. He is going to get permanently banned for smoking weed. And that's going to be a problem also, because the team is then going to get upset that they lost a player to drugs.
Well, he has supposedly been clean, but they suspended him again for something else. I can't remember what it is, but Josh Gordon is the biggest bust.
It's the Patriots. They paid a guy to pee for him.
With that being said, guys, this is Michael Buckeister. Charles Moats, thank you for being on today. And when he was Mike, where can people find us at?
They can find us at Spreaker Box. They can find us at Apple Podcasts. They can find us on YouTube. They can find us on several different platforms. We're out there everywhere.
Well, guys, this is Just for Clicks, and this is Michael Buckeister, and we out. Have a good day.
Have a good one.
Go Chiefs.
Bro.
Browns still suck.